Welcome back to Beyond the Line of Scrimmage. I am Coach Bohr. That is Minx. We have been away for a little bit, but the playoffs have started. They're rolling. We're about to hit the semifinals this weekend.
First up, the buzzsaw, Ohio State, taking on the old man in Texas. They can't finish. Need some Viagra if they want to get the job done this weekend, man. Ohio State versus Texas in the Cotton Bowl. Two of the most what-if teams we've had this year. Texas, elite defense. Can they get the job done on offense? Ohio State, hey, elite defense. What the hell is that offense doing? Well, guess what? That offense for Ohio State got figured out. I think Texas offense has to play at their A game this week if they want any shot of winning. Because I don't think, no matter how good their defense is, I think Ohio State is going to get theirs. And I think that Texas just has to live with that. But the question is, can they knock that confidence out of Will Howard? Can they get him off rhythm?
Thinking about this game, I'm thinking, what does Texas have to do to get Ohio State out of rhythm? And I thought, okay, flood on the run. But then I remembered Oregon did a pretty good job against Ohio State slowing down the run. The difference is Ohio State opened up more with the pass so they could open up the run. I'd probably take Texas's DB room over anybody in the country right now, maybe besides Ohio State. And I'm thinking the mistakes that I saw from Oregon as far as man coverage, not communicating, not being on your guy, I feel like that can be adjusted to with this Texas team. Now, is anybody in the world going to stop Jeremiah Smith? I don't think so. But they can probably neutralize him. First of all, I feel like this game is going to be a lot closer than anybody thinks it is. Okay? This game gives off 2019 LSU versus Clemson vibes for me in the title game. I feel like there's going to be an unsung hero. Not even unsung hero, because the entire wide receiver room for Ohio State is elite. I'm thinking like a Carnell Tate, maybe being the guy. Chip Kelly sees a matchup he likes with Carnell Tate. Maybe he's the guy that gets 10 catches, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. Ohio State's still going to beat you that way. And I think that's the problem. I think Texas's DBs probably match up the best. I think they're really physical. I mean, that would probably be the only thing that I would think would kind of knock Ohio State off their senses, would be how physical this Texas defense is. Texas is going to have to run the ball on Ohio State. And as far as last week is concerned, they did not run the ball even on Arizona State. You're asking Steve Sarkisian to scheme the hell out of this Ohio State defense when they already have the entire defense is going to go to the NFL. I mean, that's what it feels like. It's insane, especially not having their, running backs. It's not like Twavion Wisner isn't good enough. It's going to rely on this Texas offensive line against this Ohio State defensive line. I think that is where the biggest what if kind of lock right there. For me, it's not the Ohio State receivers against the Texas DB room. I feel like it's kind of 60-40, 50-50 in terms of, who's going to win that matchup. Like you said earlier, it's going to be about getting Will Howard out of his spots. He's got to not be comfortable. He's got to throw a pick for Texas to be in this game. If that ever comes to fruition and then all of a sudden you feel like you have to run the ball more, well, guess what? You got Travion Henderson, Quinshad Judkins. I don't know about you, but I am taking Ohio State to win this game. I think it's Ohio State 4.5 right now. I'd probably say, it's probably fair. The way Ohio State is playing right now, it's pretty hard to pick any other team. But then again, I said that about Oregon 2 weeks ago after they played the Big Ten championship game, and they looked pathetic in the Rose Bowl game.
I think Texas may surprise a lot of people. I think Texas may jump out to an early lead by multiple scores. My question will be, is what do they do with that lead? Do they get the ground game going? Do they get control of the game? Because that's what we've seen the past couple weeks has been, they got the lead, but they're just sputtering out of control. They're not taking it by the neck and just boom, shoving them into the wall and taking control of it. I'm trying to use my imagination to envision Texas winning this game. And man, whenever I think of that, there ain't no thought in my head. There ain't no goddamn thought in my head. I think the only way Texas does it is they get out to an early lead and force Will Howard off his rhythm. And then force this Ohio State into obvious offensive situations.
Ohio State is the best third quarter scoring team in the country. If they do jump out to an early lead, like let's just say it's like 17-3 at halftime, how are they going to put the nail in the coffin?
That's what they struggled to do all year.
Because they haven't done it yet. But, and this is a huge but,
Massive. Nice shape.
Ohio State has to come down to earth at some point, you would think. Obviously, unless they are like the level of like a 2019 LSU, which they very well could be. You would think Texas has to rise to the occasion and finish the occasion, pause, at least once this year. At least that's just my opinion. I mean, for me, it's the Texas defense that is the main point here. They're just, I would probably take them number one, their defense number one.
And their offensive upside, just
Is
as
incredible.
long as they are just somewhat capable, have a pulse of any sort,
Yes.
they can do it.
They got to
They
get
can do it.
points in the red zone.
Mhm.
They have to score touchdowns in the red zone. They have to use Arch frickin' Manning
That's their
in
biggest
the red
problem.
zone.
That's their biggest problem, is they
I feel
haven't
like
been using
Chief
Arch.
Sarkisian is so stubborn.
Mhm.
He's like, I'm going to finish out the season with my number one guy. Okay, then
Mhm.
we'll focus on Arch. Brother, Arch can run the ball. He can throw the ball. You got to use him in double situations. That way the defense doesn't know what's happening. All right, listen, we talked about that game for a freaking hour. Anyway, moving on to the it might be the best game of the week.
I think matchup-wise, I was gonna say earlier, I think this is by far probably the best matchup you could possibly get in a college football game. These are the two exact same teams. Like, if you really think about it, play style for play style, great defense, offense where you're like, okay, you can get behind it. It just feels like the same exact program. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they're basically at the same
They feels like they're the
like
same level.
echelon. They're both
Mhm.
if they win a title, boom, you're up in the next level.
Yep.
But they're both at the point where they have these losses that don't make sense.
Mhm.
Like I mean, you're up 10-0 against Ohio State in Happy Valley in a whiteout. Granted, it was in the daytime, which was lame, by the way. You should close out that game. You should win that game. They don't. Okay? Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois. Why? You're losing to freaking MAC teams.
And
Nobody
not
knows.
even a good MAC team, an average MAC team.
Exactly. They finished the season like what? 6-6?
Pretty much.
5-7?
I don't even know if they made a bowl game.
Okay, so it's like for me, like you said, it's kind of like same team versus same team here. They both have good defenses. I feel like Penn State's offense might be a little more whole, might be a little more better overall in terms of able to passing the ball. I mean, their number one target is Tyler Warren. Everybody knows that. So if they could somehow, and I mean, I say this somehow because I don't think anybody's done it this year, if they could neutralize Tyler Warren and make him throw to these other receivers that they haven't really thrown to this year, then all of a sudden you give yourself a chance. Notre Dame, I feel like they're probably going to win the line of scrimmage battle on offense, but also, and I guess I haven't really looked this up since it happened, Abdul Carter, I'm not sure if he's good to go. He got hurt in that game against Boise State. I mean, either way, it's like iron meets iron with this line of scrimmage. I feel like Notre Dame has the advantage just because they have multiple threats running the ball with Jeremiah Love, Prince, forgot his first name, and, of course, Riley Leonard. Passing attack for this Notre Dame team is worrisome. I don't know if they have enough. I feel like this is kind of like a Notre Dame-Georgia game, especially with some of the suspicious play calling from Andy Kolomicki. On one hand, I lean Penn State because they can actually throw the ball effectively. On another hand, I lean Notre Dame because they're a more physical team. If Penn State goes to a national title game,
We had to boss this whole thing.
but then also, like, if they get rematched with Ohio State, you might as well turn the game off because it's over.
ESPN's making the call. I'm going Notre Dame, man.
But at the same time, Ohio State beat them 20-13. But Ohio State has absolutely looked like a buzzsaw since.
And honestly, so has Penn State, in a sense. Granted, they haven't played the same level of competition.
Yeah.
But this Penn State team has looked so much better
Yeah.
than how they
Offensively,
were
yeah.
prior. If either of these teams wins the national championship, man, I'll get butt naked right on this right here, right now. Not right now, but like right after the game. Hey, I'll do what I got to do.
It's just so wild to me that Penn State and Notre Dame have a shot to go to a championship game. But it's also so cool that parity and NIL and transfer portal have allowed this to open up.
Like, I don't know why we're even hating on this. Like, we think this stinks just
Yeah.
because of how good Ohio State has played. Before the playoffs started, I mean, I had a little bit of hope. I said, what if one of these two teams does it? And they're right here with a chance to put themselves in a prominent spot on the map. I'm picking Notre Dame to win the game, by the way.
Okay. You got Notre Dame.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I just trust their defense. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was a hater of Notre Dame, but I'm more of a hater of Penn State than I am Notre Dame. I'm taking Notre Dame, man. I had the vision. I visualized things, and my vision was Notre Dame playing the national title game against Ohio State.
I'm going to go with the upset Penn State. As much as I hate Penn State, I like their offense a little bit more than Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is a little suspect, but they got some dudes, and I'm assuming Abdul Carter will play. I hit Minx up earlier today, and I said, hey, brother, I got you a segment we're going to do, okay? I want you to name the 4 best quarterbacks that are remaining left in the college football playoff, and I want you to give me one word to describe why you put them in that spot. We're going to start at number 4, so he's going to go, then I'm going to go, and hopefully we're not too far off here. I know he's nervous, but let's do it here.
Bro. I don't even have a word for this guy. I don't even have a word for this guy. All I've seen about this quarterback is potential, and I have yet to see a game where I'm truly convinced. Got Mr. Potential. Drew Aller is my number 4 quarterback. I've got Drew Aller in 4th, man. I just look. I am willing to be changed. The more I thought about it, the more I was like, "Damn, I shouldn't have done this." But it's what I wrote down first, and I'm like, I'm not changing my answer. All right, that was pure.
So that's your number 4.
That's my number 4, but I am willing to be convinced. I convinced myself already, but I'm willing to do that right now. And I'll get into that. I think that the quarterbacks I have above him have proven to me a little bit more. I think Drew Aller, he's only in his 2nd season as a actual starter. There's nothing that I've been super impressed by Drew Aller, where I've watched the game and be like, that's my guy. He's giving me game manager vibes right now. It's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, man. Like, I know he's got talent.
Oh, my
Drew
God.
Aller, hey, Penn State fans, don't kill me.
My number 4
Yep.
is touchdown Jesus himself.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Riley Leonard. Okay. No disrespect to any Notre Dame fans out there, but I have not seen this brother throw more than a slant in my entire
You want to know what I wrote down for Riley Leonard?
What?
I'll tell you when I get to him.
Okay. Listen, my word, or acronym, as I should say, is RPO. Okay. I think that's pretty good. It makes sense. He's very good in the RPO system. But like I said, I haven't seen him throw more than a slant. He's obviously a very good runner. He's a very smart decision maker in the pocket. I don't think I've ever seen him get sacked. I mean, he got sacked like probably once or twice against Georgia, but 9 times out of 10, he makes the right play. He makes positive yards. Okay. But he's still not a better thrower of the football than the 3 quarterbacks I had in front of him. Okay. So number 4 is Riley Leonard.
My number
Who
3
is your number 3 quarterback?
Oh man, I don't know. Who could it be? Man, I was going back and forth between this, but I put Riley Leonard above Drew Aller.
Okay.
Because I think he's contributed more to winning, and I know that's more of a team thing. But at the end of the day, winning does matter, in my opinion.
Yep.
And I think that the word I wrote down for Riley Leonard was versatility, with his ability to run, toughness, and just put his head down and get a first down when it's needed. I think he's the perfect quarterback for Notre Dame. I don't expect Notre Dame to have a quarterback better than Riley Leonard. That is the prototypical. When you think of Notre Dame, It's Riley Leonard.
Yeah.
It's Riley Leonard. Look at the past 5 years, man. Ian
Yeah.
Book.
I think you kind of think he just has that dog in him.
Yeah.
Like
I
he
just
just
think
makes
he's
winning plays with his feet, which makes sense.
I don't think he's a better passer than Aller. I do not think so, but I think he's a better quarterback right now.
Are you ready for my number 3? This is going to shock you a little bit.
I think I know who it is, and
No,
it's
you don't.
crazy because you're Oh, it's one of 2 people. It's one of 2 people.
Listen, my I definitely would not have said this to begin the year. I will say this.
Oh my god.
Quinn Ewers. You are my number 3.
I
Okay.
respect it. I respect it.
Listen, I love this guy. Okay. I like Texas. I'm a Texas guy. Quinn Ewers, you're my number 3 quarterback left remaining in the college football playoff. Here's my reason why. The word I have for him is touch. This has both a downside to it and a positive. Okay. He is probably the best touch of a quarterback I've ever seen. Okay. He throws the ball better than Riley, obviously. But the only thing that I can't get out of my head is that he's not a layered thrower. Okay. He doesn't drive the ball when he throws it when he needs to. Okay. I will say he made a great throw, 4th and 13 to, keep yourself in the game. I will say that. As of late, he's been way too inconsistent. Okay. There's a couple balls where they've been behind the receivers, and a couple interceptions. We're all questioning what the hell you're doing. This wasn't you last year. Maybe it was. I don't know. But I feel like he benefits most from the fact that he's in Steve Sarkisian's offense more than the fact, like, obviously they benefit each other, but I feel like it benefits more for the offense to have him here. That was tough for me. He's number 3.
Coach, I can't lie. That's gotta be up there with putting a loved one down, man. That's like pulling the plug, man. Bro gave up, man. Like
He can obviously turn it around, and
oh,
I
easily.
think it'll be
That's why I got him
crazy.
as my number 2. The inconsistency and what I have been talking about this entire year of Texas. There's a reason why this Texas offense kind of has that cap on it that we
Yeah,
didn't really expect them to have. And unfortunately, through 14 games, going on 15 now, it's the fact that, this is what Texas' offense is. This is what Quinn Ewers is. He is going to make those great, incredible passes that get you out of your seat and say, wow, Texas, you're the national champion. Congrats. And then the next drive, he goes down and throws the most bullshit ass throw I've ever seen in my life. That's Texas. That's Texas. At his best, Quinn Ewers is easily the best quarterback. By far, easily.
yeah. Like,
Easily.
if you're gonna draft a
Oh,
quarterback,
yeah.
you
It's Quinn.
easily pick Quinn Ewers,
Quinn.
no question. I think we had the same number 1. My number 2 is Drew Aller.
Mm-hmm.
My word for Drew Aller is experience. This brother has been playing football games at Penn State since he was a freshman. Okay. This was the highly coveted class of Penn State. Nick Singleton, Trayvon Allen. This was supposed to be the class that did it all. Okay. I saw a lot of throws in that Boise State game that you probably didn't get to see. I thought he could actually drive the ball.
Mm-hmm.
He has some touch. He's not just going to lob it up there and hope that the receiver gets it every single time like Quinn Ewers. All the experience, all the big games that he's been in, whether or
It's
not
got to
he's
mean
lost
something.
those games.
It's got to make it counts for something. Because
Exactly.
guess what? You're not going to win every single one. Either you're going to win or you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And guess what? Experience still matters. Whether you fail or succeed in that game, you got to experience that. You felt
Yeah.
that. You felt what it's like. You got the feeling and the taste of it. Like, oh, this is what everyone talks about when I come here. This is the moment we've been waiting for.
And it's kind of funny because next week, or I guess this week, you're not facing Ohio State. Okay. You are facing a good defense, but I would argue Ohio State's defense is a little bit better. I think this is a game where Penn State kind of shows that they can go win a game on offense. They didn't show it against Oregon in that shootout in the Big Ten title game. But I feel like you're going to absolutely need these throws from Drew Aller in this game. We both have the same number one, Will Howard, Ohio State.
I put him as general. The man that's in control. Because guess what? He's got it in his palms, man. Everything. Who wants the ball? Who wants it? Who wants it? Because guess what?
Yeah.
He's going to get it to him.
Yeah.
After what happened versus Oregon, after what happened versus Michigan, this brother has been on fire. We were questioning him. What is the ceiling of Ohio State? We were talking like Ohio State like we talk about Texas. It's exactly what we're doing. Like, damn, like this team might be held back by Will Howard. This team ain't getting held back by Will Howard. No more. This man has been grown into the role, grown into the offense that Mr. Chip Kelly's been running.
Coming into the season, this guy is not even on the list. Okay. You and I both definitely were like, if Ohio State were to lose out on a title, it would be because of this guy. Okay. And I no longer think that. Okay. When I texted you after the first touchdown in the Tennessee game, after Jeremiah Smith caught that ball in touchdown, I texted you, Howard confidence eye emoji. Because all of a sudden, if this brother plays with some confidence, it's over for everybody else. Because if he just gives it in the right spot for these receivers, they're catching the ball. Okay? He can run the ball too. Okay? So he's a dynamic threat. The word that I had for this guy, not leader, not dog, not elite, confidence. If this guy plays with confidence, it's over. If this team plays with confidence, it's over. Which is why when we talk about this semifinal game coming up, if this Ohio State team plays like they do against Tennessee, like they do against Oregon, it's over. The buzzsaw is coming through the Cotton Bowl. Okay? Buzzsaw could be teams like 2019 LSU, Will Howard, Drew Aller, Quinn Ewers, and Riley Leonard in my top four. And you have Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, Riley Leonard, and Drew Aller in your top four. So that'll do it for us. Okay, we hope you guys enjoyed the show a little bit longer today, but we just wanted to wrap up the quarterfinals, preview the semifinals. We hope you guys enjoyed those games. We hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We're sorry we missed out a little bit, but we're back.
No,
we're
actually
making content. TikTok,
are we though?
Twitter, Instagram,
Maybe.
Every single where you look, we will be there. Okay, you guys make sure to check that out. That is Minx. I'm Coach Bohr. Peace out.